I was in one city here in the Gulf, and they were putting up this big building. Actually, I guess it was here in Jeddah a year ago. And I looked at this big building that they were putting up there. It was so tall, and I was looking at it, I said, wow. So, excuse me, what about this building right next to it? There's another building right next to it. It's an office building. This is an office building? They said, yeah. I said, well, that one right there looks like a nice office building, and it's empty. Nobody's in it. So why do you need to build this one? He said, so it'll be taller. This is another beauty of Islam. You can look around you and see the prophecies have come true. No mistakes. Here's another beauty in Islam. The Quran itself. The Quran is such an amazing book that we have a whole website dedicated to the Quran called allahsquran.com. We don't have anything else on there except about Quran. allahsquran.com. Then for the explanation of it, we have another website called qtafsir.com. These are both English websites. One of the statements that we make in the website is this, that it's the only book on earth that if we lost every book on earth, we could bring it back exactly as it was. Page for page, paragraph for paragraph, sentence for sentence, line for line, word for word, dot for dot, with no difference in it. Because we have so many people on the earth today who have totally committed every single word to memory. There is no other book like it. And no one can produce anything like it. Try, go ahead. Find anything that you can make with 604 pages in it that people would want to memorize. We have some guests that are not Muslim yet. So I'll just ask you Muslims, respond so that they will know. How many of you here would really like to memorize the whole Quran in the Arabic language? Raise your hand. If you don't put your hand up, maybe Allah's not going to give it to you. Hello, second chance. Here you go. Get it up there. Now, watch this. Ask at a university, like when I go to these big gatherings, ask them, how many here would like to memorize their Bible? They go, why? Let's do this. And I've done this before in the universities too. I would ask, how many here have memorized some of your Bible? Did you memorize like, you know, 2 or 3 books out of your Bible? Like surahs, 2 or 3 of your books? Memorized? What language? We don't even know what language it came in. How many here right now have memorized at least 10 surahs of the Quran? In Arabic. Yeah. Now, you might not think that's impressive. You might think so. But to a Christian or anybody who grew up with some books that they had reference to, they never even heard of anybody sitting there and trying to memorize it. This is one of the reasons that the enemies of Islam really don't like the madrasas, because they know that eventually that's going to be the proof that Islam is the only correct way to get to Allah. Those madrasas where the children sit and learn the Quran over and over, of course they hate that. Naturally they hate that. Of course they'll lie and say they're building bombs in there. These little kids are building bombs. Yeah, right. But maybe it is to them a bomb, because when the Quran comes, there's nothing that can come against it. The only problem we have, you and I as Muslims, it's not Islam. That's not our problem. You know what our problem is? It's called nafs. There's our problem. We overcome this problem, it's over. Muslims will be on top, as they should be. That's the beauty of Islam. The knowledge that there really is God. He exists and we can prove it. The Quran, the speech of Allah, that you, anytime you want to hear what He had to say, you know how it even sounded. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That's it. That's Quran, yes. No doubt. The knowledge that the Prophet ﷺ was sent as the best of the examples for us, and the rahmah to the alameen, the mercy to mankind. Yes? And knowing too that Allah said in the Quran, the only thing He won't forgive is setting up partners with Him in worship. Anything else He can forgive. So as long as we're Muslim, as long as we really believe La ilaha illallah, and try our best to put it into practice, Muhammad Rasulullah, meaning to follow Him, we got a real strong chance of going to the best place it can be in the next life, where everything's the way you want it all the time. And it's beautiful there too. That's the beauty of Islam. So I don't need people to come and tell me about the difficulties of Muslims today, and what do you say about this, and how do you deal with that. Hey, I had the worst condition of all. The worst condition of all. Nobody has the worst condition than I had. I wasn't a Muslim. That's the worst condition. Even though the other things happened after I got to Islam, I still had the best condition. Why? I know La ilaha illallah. Make sense? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. That's the speech. It's all over. Go home. Usually people ask me a question about this subject. And it happened to me one time. I was in Egypt. I'd just gone to the Nahar Nil down, I don't know if you know, as Beni Suef, or you know as Minya, these places down in Upper Egypt. When we arrived down there, my host had asked me a question, and I didn't know how to answer it, because I never thought about it. He said, what is it like, what, you know, mentally, or what feelings and so on, to go from some other religion to come to Islam? What is it like? I said, I don't know how to explain it. Well, the next day while we were sitting there on the side of the river watching the, you know what's Werd Nil? Werd Nil. It means the flowers of the river, the Nile River, the Nile River, going by. So peaceful. I mean, this is an amazing place. So lovely. And I said, okay, I can tell you. He said, tell me what? I said, remember you asked me the question, what it's like to go from another religion to come to Islam? He said, yeah. I said, I can tell you, but I need one word from you. Help me with the Arabic. He said, what? I said, you know the boat? On the back of the boat, there's this thing like this you can steer with it. What is that in Arabic? He said, daffa. Daffa. I said, okay, I got it. Here we go. I said, imagine that you're in that boat. There was a boat there. I said, imagine you're out in the boat and you're out in the middle of the river right now. You're in the boat, in the river. But you're blindfolded. Can't see. Oh, and your ears are... and you can't hear. Huh? Oh, and you don't have the daffa. And you're just floating along. Now you don't know anything, because this is how you started out. You've never even seen the boat. You never even heard anything. It's just feeling. You're just feeling around. That's all it is. You feel motion, you know. And sometimes you feel water coming around you. Sometimes it feels like this way, that way. And you're trying to guess, how is it? Well, maybe if it's because I'm leaning like this. I lean like that. Yeah, that's it. There. Wait. Well, I lean back and it's some water got on me. Okay, that's. But you really don't have a clue. But then somebody comes along one day and takes the blindfold off, opens up your ears so you can hear, and give you the daffa. Now, that does not mean you're automatically going to go to paradise. Doesn't automatically mean you're going to get where you want to go, does it? But at least you have a whole lot more to say about the choices, don't you? Because you can see, you can hear, and you've got some control here that you can do something with. And that is exactly how I felt when I left whatever I was in to come to Islam. So alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, that Allah guides whoever He wills to His straight path.